That'd be great.
Okay. Well, we'll call it, we'll first have a public hearing, but we'll call it to order. Severin, would you offer invocation?
Sure.
And John, would you lead us in a pledge?
Our kind gracious, eternal Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this opportunity to meet together as a planning commission. Grateful for those that have attended the public hearing and bless them as we discuss the issues that are part of that public hearing. Help us as we contemplate those things that are before us tonight, that we may have thy spirit to guide us in making good decisions. And we pray for these things in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you. The audience would like to join us in pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There are 5 items for public hearing tonight. One is the changes made to development construction standards. The second one is clarifying the R119 with the overlay zone. And the third one is updating our lighting ordinance. And the fourth item is changing a requirement to do a natural hazard study of a building lot to making it optional, depending upon the city engineer's decision on that. And the fifth one is the final plat for the Havenwood subdivision. We'll talk a little bit about those when we get into the main business that we have. But are there any public comments that anybody wishes to make on any of those items? Would invite you to make your public comment now, because there won't be an opportunity later while we have a discussion. So are there any online that wish to make any statement?
I think Sherry's raising her hand.
Oh, did she?
Oh, I
Sherry?
finally figured out how to raise my hand after I thought Zoom changed it and you couldn't do it anymore. I just want to say thank you to all of you for all the hard work you do. And I am just grateful to be listening in on this meeting.
Okay, glad to have you with us. Thank you. Are there either of you who want to make any public comment? Okay. Well, with that in mind, we will go ahead and close the public hearing, as there does not seem to be any further public comment about those items. They were, by the way, they were published in the newspaper, and they've been out there for about 10 days. And I have not received any comment from anybody. So any desire for anybody to have a public comment on anything that you want to say? No? Okay. Sherry's already said her thoughts, so we will close the public comment then and go into our regularly scheduled business that we have tonight. Item 10, I have the December 10, 2025 Planning Commission minutes to approve. I entertain a
No,
motion.
I looked for them, I could not find them. That was the one I missed.
Oh, haven't you?
No,
Okay,
You probably sent them to somebody in a Christmas card.
maybe. I wouldn't be surprised. It was a busy December. We'll put off that then until our next meeting and I'll get in there and I know I drafted them and I probably just neglected to send them out then. So we'll table that and we'll take care of that in our next meeting. Okay, item 11, we need to appoint a chair and a vice chair for this year.
I move that we appoint Wayne Franson as the planning commission chair.
I'll second that.
I don't know that I should thank you, but,
Who's the vice chair now?
and Larry is. So, okay, all in favor of that
Aye.
motion? Okay, I guess I'll put my eye in there too. Next, a vice chair. We need to,
I'll make a motion to keep Larry as the vice chair.
I'll second that.
okay. Larry, any comments or?
Happy to do it.
Okay, thank you. All in favor of Larry being appointed to be vice chair? Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you. Item 12. We had on the development and construction standards. In the past years, there's been some confusion in the way that they were written. That, and there was well-founded confusion that they pertain to building lot applications as well. They were intended to be for subdivision improvements. And the way they were worded, some of them could be applied either place. So we've taken them and we gave them to Jones and DeMille to look at, with that in mind, to segregate or remove things that did not pertain to subdivision development. So after we got it back from Jones and DeMille, Ted went through them and he had some initial concerns and those were addressed in what Jones and DeMille did. And I read them as well because this goes back to the other problems that we've had in the city with some building, with people wanting to apply those when they really weren't applicable to the building code things, and made a few more corrections to them. So that has all been done now, and the wording is such that it pertains to Title 11, which is our subdivision code, only. And we'll get here on item.
So
It's not, there's another part that it's not for our review. It'll go to the council, city council, having to do with driveway width and gates on driveways. We took that out and put it in Title 10 in our zoning ordinance. So that doesn't come before us, but that will be addressed by the city council, that particular, but that's something we wanted to retain. And we will, but it'll be in Title 10. We took it out of the development and construction standards.
now you sent a copy of that to us.
I did.
So
Yep. So you've had an opportunity to look at it, but that's the background on it, what was done to it. And there were quite a few places where we put in, instead of a detail standard, we've been trying to use it's called a APWA standard, which is a national building standard for a lot of things. And so that was inserted in place of the standard builder. In the construction industry, that's what's used mostly. So that word was used a lot throughout the development of construction standards, instead of saying cement has to be this type and everything else. Just, it has to meet the AWPA standard or APWA standard.
And that is what bugs me more than anything else in there.
Yeah,
Because it just means I understand builders should know that,
yes,
where I don't necessarily do know that.
yeah,
And so I liked the way it was before because it gave me a better understanding of what the standard was. But I understand why they did it, and I can accept it,
yeah. Okay,
even though if it bugs me.
yeah. No, I understand that. So, this will be a recommendation that will go to city council as we vote on it. So I will take a motion on item number 12. Somebody wants to make one.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Woodland Hills City Development Standards and associated exhibits. Do I need to say that?
Yes, yeah.
I'll second.
Okay. All right, I have a first and a second. Any further discussion or questions on it?
I thought it interesting that Ted noted that his OCD behavior went through it very carefully,
Yeah, yeah.
which means it's probably pretty darn perfect.
He was quite particular about it all. So, okay, all in favor of that motion?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. The next item, number 13. This will amend 10.8.5, having to do with the overlay zone as it's applied to the R119. Right, and the only place we have an overlay zone now for that is in Summit Creek. But there was some confusion a long time ago, shortly after the overlay zone was adopted for Summit Creek. Summit Creek and we decided together that there was a division of the size of lots for in an overlay zone. And estate lots, which that's what we're calling them,
Yeah.
are 1/2 acre and larger. And the smaller lots then are less than 1/2 acre. There's different setbacks for those two categories of houses. And it wasn't clear in the part of our ordinance where it needed to be. So the larger, the estate lots, they're governed by the R119 zoning standard. But the smaller lots are governed by the overlay zone standard, the 1/2 acre and smaller. And right now, there's 4 homes in Summit Creek that are that size of home. They're less than 1/2 acre. So that was the change that we're making to that to further clarify it. Because some were misunderstanding, and it was because it wasn't clear in this 10.8.5, and it's in there with a double asterisk. Have you seen? And that's been online also. It's clear there now what the two different zones are and that they have each have a different setback. So that's a change that was made to that. There's another place in the overlay zone portion of the code, and it was clear there, but it wasn't in this part of the code. And that's the one that lists all the different zones, all the different setbacks. And it wasn't clear for the overlay zone that it was different than the R119. So do you have any questions on that?
Now, when you say recommendation to forward, you mean forward that to the city council?
Yes.
So there's only 4 homes right now in Summit Creek with lots under half.
Yes.
And those would be the ones in the
Built.
center that are built.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of.
Yeah, there are lots that are not built on yet.
Correct. Well, but if they're an acre larger, then they're R119.
Right.
So these are right below where their clubhouse is. These ones.
The ones that go along Summit
They can have
Creek
double
Drive,
frontage right there.
but the entrance to them is up the hill.
It's on that private drive. There's a private driveway.
Yeah,
As I say, they've got to be under half. They're just
So, yeah.
postage stamp lots.
Okay, I'll take
Full
a,
house and no yard.
yeah, they push the limits, over there. So, but they're still within code. So I'll take a motion then for item 13.
I'll make a motion for item 13 to recommend the city code 10.8.5 residential district schedule of minimum yard area, yard and height regulation.
Okay,
Changes.
I'll second.
good. All right, any further discussion or questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. The next one, number 14, has to do with our lighting code. We're updating it and making a few changes to it. Again, that's been posted online. We're adding lumens to identify the brightness. In the past, we've just had wattage there, and with the LED lights and so forth, lumens, and they're even using lumens now for 75 watts and smaller bulbs and probably larger too. But and it has primarily to do with the outside. Where this comes into play is the outside lighting on homes, driveway posts and monuments and so forth there. So, and the idea is to, any lighting that's over 75 watts has to be shielded. And we've had that in our code in the past, but we'll probably be paying a little closer attention to it.
So is this going to be something that you're going to try to do on plan review and things like that? Are they going to list the lights now, or is that how we keep that from,
We're gonna
how does that
probably
get?
incorporate it into a home building permit package
Okay.
with information.
So they'll submit like the fixture type and manufacturer.
If it's over 75 watts, then yes,
so
they'll have to
What's the
have
corresponding?
shielded lighting.
what's the corresponding lumens for 75 watts?
It's, let me see, I've
It's
got
like
it.
says in-
13 or 1100 lumens or something.
Yeah, it's something
Yeah,
like that.
1100.
1100.
Which I never knew that. I didn't know the difference between the watts.
Well, I know
and
that.
that.
Yeah, and a lot don't.
When we were discussing the lighting in the general plan, someone made comment that we weren't following what we had in our ordinances, and we needed to crack down on them.
Yeah.
So this doesn't say anything about existing homes and having to switch their fixtures?
In reality, it's always been in our ordinance about those light limitations.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
I read through that ordinance pretty clear. And I thought, it's been here.
Yeah,
Right.
But it was never discussed at design. I mean, when we designed our home, we designed them with those type of shielded fixtures and things, but I don't think that was ever discussed.
no,
We never had to submit a light, because we've done that a lot with our commercial buildings. We have to submit a lighting schedule, the type of fixtures, the amount of lumens they emit and everything else, but I didn't know we were doing that.
we've gotten a couple of complaints, more with the monument lights out in the driveway that are too bright. And we've asked people to change them out for a smaller wattage, and they've been willing to do that with rolling eyes.
And so now will the ordinance enforcement officer have to go around at night and talk to
Act
people?
on complaints.
Did you get a light meter for Christmas?
Yeah, it's these two eyes.
Those two.
So.
If you have to do this, it's probably too bright.
Yeah, and the idea is to try to point them downward and not upward. Severin and Lori probably know this, but there's much interest in having what we're referring to as a night sky friendly environment. We're not using the word dark sky, but night sky. And the ambiance that gives, and the whole city is in tune with that, then kind of opens up the skies or viewing stars and whatnot. And so this is, I don't know where, this is a kind of a first step to get that environment. I don't, in talking to city council, there doesn't seem to be an appetite for flat out dark skies. And
There is a faction
there
in
are
the
some,
city
yeah.
that wants this to be a dark sky city.
And I love Sherry, and she's very much for dark sky, and thanks to her for promoting things. And there's nothing that says that people, they're certainly their own home, that they can't do things to better accommodate. But it's more of a neighborhood or city environment that contributes to having a starlit sky.
I mean, I remember reviewing the dark sky criteria a few years ago when we started having these discussions. And some of the stuff in there is just draconian. I mean, I have these little fairy lights along my driveway. And those fairy lights would have to be shielded under dark sky. I mean, they may be put out, I don't know, 2 or 3 lumens, but under the dark sky criteria, they would have to be shielded.
Yeah, you can't see any bulbs.
Yeah.
Right. Light bulb.
There's a lot, and dark skies, one of their criteria too is curfew on lights.
Well, I noticed-
We didn't do that.
I noticed how this was written though. Reading through it, it looked like they're going to mandate or they want to put in the ordinance something about Christmas or holiday lighting. With the new lighting, the jelly lights, the permanent Christmas lights they're putting on houses, they're bright. But how are we gonna, is that something
But
that you're not
that's why-
gonna
that's why I
allow
put-
anymore or?
Well, I don't, if they're year round, that's one thing, but I put that exception in there for holiday time.
Right, so the time is November 1st, wasn't it, until
To
January
January
31st?
Yeah.
But with those jellyfish lights, I mean, you can have green for St. Patrick's or red, white, and blue on 4th of July,
Yeah, they're
but now it wouldn't be
Orange and
allowed.
black on Halloween.
Yeah.
You can
yeah,
see those
purple.
things clear from the valley and they're bright.
Now, one thing, it says temporary lighting is approved for up to 24 hours, the bright ones for outside production, sporting events, and other similar activities. So what does that mean for 24 hours? Like,
If someone's got
so say I have a basketball court and my kids go out and play every night. Say I have a pickleball court and I go out and play.
Right, and I mean, that's just something that if your neighbor complains, then I'll be knocking on your door.
I read
But that's
that
a
kind of like,
curfew.
it would be like a, because if you're doing construction projects, things like that, early in the morning, whatever, I mean, those lights definitely aren't gonna comply
Yeah,
to get work done, but.
Okay.
so anyway, we'll see how this goes with things, but there's definitely a lot more restriction that Dark Skies has for the lighting. There was another one that was possibly suggested, and that was the total lumens coming off a resident. And I didn't put that in because I thought, how do you measure that?
Well, there's ways to do it,
Well, you buy a piece of
but
equipment.
I don't think you can do it with our current situation in the city. It almost has to be start from nothing. You know what I mean? You can't. It's hard to measure my house when Brett has his on or yours, or you know what I mean? It's tough
Yeah.
To
with the
separate. the-
locations,
Yeah.
how close everything is. It can't be.
So, oh, yes, Sherry?
I know I'm not supposed to say anything, but I just would like to comment that whatever our city standards are, if Dark Sky organization likes those and likes the direction we're going, then we become a dark sky community or a dark sky, we get certified, so to speak. It isn't that Woodland Hills has to adhere to things that ordinances or recommendations or whatever, like Severin was talking about his little driveway lights. Dark sky doesn't mandate anything. We can only be dark sky approved if dark sky likes what we're doing. And I think we're moving in the right direction. So please don't look at this as dark sky's trying to tell us, Dark Sky International Org is trying to tell us what to do. There's so much information there about colored lights, what they do to animals, what they do to trees. If lights are left on all night long, it confuses the trees. It's an incredible amount of information, but they do not dictate anything that we have to do. So that's all I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you. So, with item 14, I'll take a motion on the lighting ordinance update.
I move that we approve forwarding amending City Code 10.8.10 on lighting to the City Council.
I'll second.
Okay, Severin made a motion, Larry seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
You're opposed?
And me
Okay.
too.
You want to state reasons or not? You don't
You
need
know,
to.
I know it was said that a lot of people moved to Woodland Hills because of the dark sky or, night skies, and I disagree. I think they moved here because of the view of the lights that you see in the valley.
So,
And I have gone outside a whole bunch of times lately, looking up at the stars. They're pretty, but I like the lights. I think when people have lights on their home, it's pretty. Little lights in the trees are pretty. And I disagree. I don't want to be a dark sky community.
okay,
I don't.
and this is not that.
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't want to. I think we
Move to
already
that.
have a dark community. I think it's good. I used to walk my dogs in the evening, and one week they were sprayed by a skunk 3 nights in a
Oh,
row.
really?
Yes, and I'm glad there were a few lights so I could kind of see and run the other way. But I think we have a beautiful community. I think it's good the way it is, and I don't want more restrictions on the lighting.
Okay. Very well. The next item is number 15, and that has to do with doing away with a mandatory hazard study. those hazard studies cost anywhere from $3,000, $5,000, $6,000. And it will be set up so that if there is a hazard and a person doesn't do a study, that they'll be signing a liability waiver on it. So just,
You
anyway,
said they cost anywhere from $3,000 to,
$3,000 to $6,000, some could be if there
Mine was 9.
was it, okay.
Wow.
So it adds
What I was asked to
considerable.
do
Yeah,
at the time, because it was, I don't know what we were trying to do. We were trying to stop construction at the time. It was just after the fire, and anyway, I had a few extra requirements that I think were required at the time. But I'm glad to see that go away. For an individual lot, I can't understand why that was even there in the first place. For a subdivision, I think it's probably necessary. So
just
lots aren't,
identify.
yeah, identified, so lots aren't sold to people. And they should be told about that hazard before they're ever sold the lot.
Yeah,
Is that the city's responsibility to tell the people or the?
I think it just should
owner?
be on the plan.
Okay.
That's my recommendation.
And I think an earthquake zone is the biggest hazard that I see up here.
Yeah,
and and I don't know that that's a plot requirement, but I'll follow up with that and we'll talk further about that and see if that's something, because we use a map, we don't go around ourselves and identify these hazards. There's a map that government puts out, or there is a geotech engineering company that puts it out too. And that's what is used. So it just depends on how much due diligence somebody does, whether they find out or not. So
yeah.
in a subdivision, it might be, and maybe we do. I'll have to check
I
and
just
see
think
on
where
that.
we have a lot of people that build their own homes up here, I think a lot of times they're not checking. These guys are gonna check, I'm gonna check, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That was important to me, to know I wasn't building on a fault or something else. But I think individual people buying these lots that have a fault running through them or a possible landslide or something like that, maybe that should be listed on their plan
Yeah.
if that's applicable.
no, it's a good point. Make a note here.
And I think this provides for that.
It probably does.
I mean, the way we're changing it,
Yeah, I think it's better.
if the city engineer says, hey, there's a fault line running through the middle of your property, I need to have you do a hazard assessment on that. I know that Springville makes people do it and actually have a geotech survey come out, and there is a setback from the fault line. You cannot build within that setback. You know,
that
Sometimes
for
they
every
require
home?
different.
the same thing with
signs
overhead
as
power
well.
lines.
That's for every home server?
Yeah,
No.
Well, up to now, we've required that too. But
well, we don't have too many overhead power lines.
no, but if you buy a lot on a fault line or in an avalanche area or something like that, then we required that, so. Okay, I'll take a motion on item 15 then with the natural hazard.
I'll make a motion to amend city code 11.9.2, natural hazard and flood hazard studies for individual lots.
Okay,
I'll second.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. The next we have is the final plat approval for Havenwood subdivision, which I assume you guys are here for. And I know they're still working on a few things. Most everything is done, but we didn't want to wait another month before we would consider it. As you know now too, it doesn't go to the city council any longer or the final authority on it. You're all sent just the plat, the one plat, copy of the plat. There's a whole package of, there's probably about 10 different pages to that are required from an engineer standpoint that we didn't send out, but the plat page give you an idea of what it will be. This is a little different. Havenwood started this with their property purchase there, including an old house that was on one of the lots.
No, that was the Garrick area.
Property, correct. And so that was done. And then an adjoining property owner named Underwood contacted the group who was recommending the subdivision. And they own the property just to the north of that. And they wanted to combine their property with the original proposed subdivision and make it a single subdivision to include a through street on the backside of it. It would go through both subdivisions and that was appealing to the city because instead of having a driveway for every lot, we just got two entrances, or an entrance and an exit, however you want to look at it, coming out on Woodland Hills Drive. So the Underwood group is not ready yet to do individual lot development, but they're contracting with, what do I call you guys? Carson Group? Landmark Group, okay. Contracting with them to do the subdivision road and the stubs for all of the lots that are being proposed in there. So
they'll all be installed,
Yes.
but they won't be platted yet on their portion.
Correct.
yeah,
There'll be one, well, technically two lots of his that will be
Okay.
platted. One's gonna be in the final plat, it is what it is because it's a road and then surrounded by our lot, so it's gonna be that lot. No matter what. But so he doesn't know so he's got 4 or 5 lots around an edge that he doesn't know where he's gonna build. So he doesn't want to plat those yet until he knows kind of where he's gonna build his house.
So are the two lots on the north side, are those the ones that are plotted?
Oh, they're on the
It'd be
Woodland
on the
Hills,
East and the west.
right where the tennis court is, essentially. Sorry, I don't know. I guess if you guys don't know where that is.
yeah, it's a little bit south of where the
That's
tennis
the
court
On
south
the Woodland Hill, the north on the Woodland Hills. Not the north corner, but the ones south of the road. Sorry, it's easier if you have.
You can see it as you drive down. It's been vacant for a long
I don't know
time.
if there's lot numbers on there.
Where the tennis courts, no, that's on
The
the
tennis
south
court
side.
belonged to that house property.
Okay, yeah, so lot
It was
13
a problem
and
child
14.
at one time, wasn't it?
This will be a part of final plan, and then that'll obviously
No?
be as it
In the
is.
planning commission.
These will be
It
unplatted,
was,
but the full road.
No, he did
complaining
say there
about
was, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. There was-
Is he doing this because he may want to combine or
So-
is that what it
so
is?
his-
Just fine.
Together or something?
He's got two kids going to BYU right now. And he wants to build for himself for sure, and then maybe his kids, it sounds like. So
It's just unknown.
this has been a family property for years. He knew that he wanted to do something. And so he doesn't know how he wants to split it up because he wants a pickleball court with lights. So, he has mentioned pickleball several times. So he doesn't know exactly how he wants to, he may want 2 lots.
Must be a good man.
Now,
So-
didn't we divide that like 2 or 3 years ago into 4 lots?
No, it was rezoned, but there was just two parcels of property there that got rezoned for 2 to 1 acre each.
We'd have to rezone this one, right?
We just did.
It has been. It's
It
gone.
has been?
Yeah,
We did that
It was
last.
approved on the 6th.
What I missed.
yeah.
Yeah, we did that.
Now, another thing, just for full disclosure too, correct me if I'm wrong, the agreement that Landmark is it has with the Underwoods is that he's going to
Yep.
provide
This part
lot
here is Underwood.
to you for the work that you're going to be doing
Where are
with
the ones that are
the
not-
subdivision infrastructure.
I think it's lot 13.
Four right here.
Okay.
These two.
So the road's not gonna change. He doesn't wanna do,
And
just,
so
he might take
this-
two or he might.
That's
Yeah.
That's why he's not recording them.
Purely with
Right.
lots, right away, road, that's all
part of
done.
what we approve or not.
Dedicated to the city.
We,
That makes sense.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't understand the difference between plotted and what they gave us last month.
He's just not recording his plat so that the lots won't be.
It could be easily changed with the survey stuff.
Because one parcel will be cheaper as far as your property tax instead of several, like it broken up into small
Correct.
lots. That
That's also
costs
a
more with
concern, yep.
taxes. And then they would have to pay the standby fee with the city for each little piece instead of one.
and it'll likely be a couple of years before they develop phase B fully. The road will go through and everything
The road
now,
will be there, but
So-
they-
All the utilities will be stubbed, so.
yeah. Anything that you choose to add or have kind of,
No, we're just excited to get this going. I was at the house yesterday and backing out onto Woodland Hills is, that's a real concern for even that existing house. So we're excited to make it a safer place and part of this is changing the driveway access to our new road.
so you'll do away with that current driveway,
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which actually will make that lot seem bigger.
Yeah.
I think, right now there's one exit onto Woodland Hills Drive and they'll be putting in 14 lots eventually, maybe up to that many, with only one additional entrance. I think that is really good
That's
planning.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
The
And-
lots
and
are
it's-
big.
It's street size. I
Can
mean,
we-
you can have traffic going both ways.
But can we restrict then from those lots that are along Lynn Hills Drive, not going onto Lynn Hills Drive? Then they have to go on the interior road?
I think we did that.
Yeah.
It's already
It
done.
was already
Past
done.
it, there's only 2 accesses onto Woodland.
Yeah,
Hills.
Yeah,
they can't.
so their backyards will be.
That was what.
that's a design that they've,
That's kind of like what we did up in Summit with those little,
yes.
they
Yes,
can't go on to
Yeah.
Summit Creek Drive.
which we justified as a safety issue, which it is.
Yeah, sure it is.
100%.
Definitely a safety issue.
Especially right there, because you're coming off the hill, you're peeking off right at that point.
Yeah, you've got that blind area.
There's a few things that we haven't gotten from you guys yet. One is there's a letter from the county having to do with septic. And we need to work through the water issue. So what I'm gonna propose to the planning commission tonight is that we conditionally approve it
Based on those.
on, yeah, here's, and I'll make the motion. So approval is conditional on completing the application process to include any items which have not yet been provided, updating the plat to include required notes, and I know that there's couple of notes that you need to still add, and providing the deeded water shares for each lot in the first phase of construction. So you won't be approved to do any work until those things are done. And we've gotten the engineer's estimate from you, but we haven't, there's bonding that needs to be done. And so until that's another one of the conditions here for that. So, and the reason we're doing that is a little unusual, but we only meet once a month. And I didn't want to wait another month, because I know those will be forthcoming and worked out.
Since,
I know you're anxious to get going.
since they've had spring weather.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We thought we were gonna be under snow.
Pulled off and come back, yeah.
yeah.
It's crazy.
So that's the motion. I'll make the motion if,
I'll second it.
wants to second that, okay. Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All in favor of that motion?
I,
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. You're good. Keep working on those.
I got a quick question.
Yes, please.
How does pre-construction work with the city? So I mean, typically, we've come and get approval, then we pay all the bonding fees and such, and that's what triggers the pre-construction meeting?
Yes. Yep,
How does it work here?
just like you said, once all the paperwork requirements, so to speak, are done, you've given us the engineer drawing. Our engineer hasn't had a chance to review it yet, and then we'll communicate back to you. We'll need a 10% and a 6%. 6% is for inspection fees during the construction, and the 10% is a durability. And we'll retain that for a year after it's all constructed. And that will, if there's no problems, then that amount will come back to you. But we keep the 6% fee for the inspections that will be going on during the course of construction.
Okay, yeah, we're almost done. We should be done within a week,
Okay,
so have everything
very
too.
good. Let me, tell me your names again, so I've got a record of them here.
It's Nick Simpson and Hayden Cole.
How are you related to Dave?
He's my dad.
Okay.
He's in Germany right now.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
He's just waking up.
Hopefully not yet.
I guess it's midnight, or, no, it's not.
Very good. Appreciate you being here.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you.
Yep.
know that most of us are actually praying for snow, not to.
That's right.
I don't mind it, we love the snowmobile. Maybe it should just not come.
I think you might get your wish.
And you're with us too.
We usually have 2 or 3 feet up. Or
Yeah.
it's scary.
Okay, the next item is the general plan. Severin, you and Lori want to give us a little overview from your experience on the committee?
I'll let Lori do it because she voted for everything. And I didn't.
I'm wondering,
I got voted down.
Just wanted to get it over with.
there are about 6 or 7 pages skipped or missing on the numeration.
Geez, I didn't notice that. What pages?
We're not on the first 3 chapters.
Yes.
Oh, really?
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skips 8. There's no page 8.
Oh, really?
Oh, I don't have an 8. I didn't notice that. I wonder if we're missing a page, if it's a mistake in the numbering.
Well, that's what I raised the question. I think it's a mistake in number. So you're missing a page 8.
Oh,
You're missing a
Even
page.
to Larry. He was on.
I'm glad we have some
How did you
school
know?
teachers.
Missing page 20.
I would have never caught that.
8 and 20. And again, I think it's just a pagination.
You know, I think I've got a couple of versions here, but page 7 is on the front. The back is nothing.
Okay,
So, and so I think
So that's
7
8.
is the last page, so I think the back is 8. Because
That
then
may
the
be
next,
true on
next
20
page
as
is
well.
9, so it
Yeah.
might, Let me see if 20 is the same way. Yep,
Okay,
20 is the same way.
and
So we'll get that, good point, we'll get that corrected.
Okay, so as far as going through all of this, I'm hoping that we can just make some edits and not,
That's kind of, yes, that, and we, let's say, we come to page 5, we're all okay, fine, go on to page 6. If we've got some changes, then let's talk about them and see if we agree or not agree, but yeah, it's not my intent to read everything. So,
and the first comment is on page 4. Anybody have anything before that? 2? Okay.
And it's not really common. I was just curious, what's our current
Oh,
population as this plan was drawn?
so like 2026?
26?
I don't know.
I don't care if it's 24, 5, just somewhere close, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
what is this? This is showing.
I just think it would be fun for everybody to know that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I Googled it and it didn't show. I think
You
2020.
can't, yeah, I tried Googling
Yeah, oh,
it
did
too.
you? Okay,
Yeah, I
yeah.
was gonna write it on here, but I,
That's current. yeah.
We have a little bit of an idea, don't we, Lori, with our population here?
I think it said
Jody,
24. if I remember
Jody
right.
took some maybe voter registrations. And that's probably as close as we'll get.
Oh, that is,
But I see,
that's when we count kids.
Yeah, but you could
True.
times it by the 3 point whatever homes average. Or 2.9, what was it?
I mean.
so you're looking for, we want current,
Okay, so 2024, it says 1,613. No, it says the same thing.
2024.
Yeah, it says the same
Yeah,
thing for
24.
2026.
so it's probably not updated.
Yeah, I don't think, yeah, that's what I
Yes,
got.
I
And
guess.
that might be the closest we
Yeah.
get to.
It might, yeah.
And it was one
No, what was it?
2006, what?
613.
And there was one more change that I wanted to make on the second paragraph. It says, in the fall of 2014, Woodland Hills want to insert planning commission.
Oh. True, yeah.
Which page was that?
It's on the first, so page 2. It's the second paragraph on the right side,
Yeah.
just to insert there.
Well, I was impressed in reading through this. There were some good comments, good language, good explanation.
But is this, yeah. Now, another thing I noticed, which probably OCD a little bit, but the pages, sometimes they fall on the outside of the page, sometimes they fall on the inside of the page. And they don't all fall on the outside of the page, so there's consistency with that.
Maybe that will be done when,
And the same thing with the page introduction. Sometimes it's on the outside, and that's at the top, and sometimes it's on the inside of the page.
Right.
I think Daniel said something about that, like once it is in the book
Format.
form, it will always be on, the outside edge. But that's something we could ask him. The titles
Yeah.
and the pages.
Kirsten told me it is what it is.
Oh, really?
I don't accept that.
And
Yeah,
maybe,
I think we could do better than that.
maybe it's made, rather than,
She said
thinking
that
of a
it's on book
book,
form.
it should be looked at as an internet document where they're always just on the left or the right, just because most people will read it, not as a
They
book,
probably will
but,
read it right off
but
the
just
website.
pulling it
It's a
straight
page.
up, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
but I
scrolling
think
just straight down.
On
Yeah,
consistent
okay.
with that, so anyway, I've made a note of that. Okay, so anything on 2, 3?
I didn't understand on page 3, at the very bottom on the left, the bullet point there. Growth and development of all or any part of the land within the municipality. I didn't know what that meant.
Well, is it a continuation of the paragraph heading
It
above?
is, yeah. Long-range general plan for growth and development of all or any part of the land.
So it's saying at the beginning that you.
Well, my thinking is that you go with the part and then the whole growth and development of any part or all of the land.
Oh,
I don't know, that's just, if it's fine for you, it's fine for me, it just,
I look at it as 6 of one and a half dozen of another.
hey, just leave it.
Are you good with that, Larry?
Absolutely, and then also clear the very last little paragraph, it said the plan should be updated. Thank goodness it says should be. Every 5 years. Because it seems like this last one, we've been working on it for 9 years now.
Yeah.
But
How
I
about
guess what
say
I
at least every, well, no.
I like the way, I want to
think
say,
it's fine.
I like should be rather than must be. I like the way it is.
Should, okay.
Or the plan should be, or, yeah, we don't want shall.
Yeah. Okay, you're good. I'm fine with that. Okay. Go to page 4.
Somebody
my
says,
question was, are we required to even have the moderate income housing element section? Aren't we too small?
You know, no,
So that should be
I
included.
spent about an hour on that very question, Lori, looking at the state code.
Oh,
There's a lot of other reports that are, if we're under 5,000 in population, then we're not required to do a lot of moderate income housing reports that another city that's larger than 5,000 is. But we're still required to have an element of moderate income housing. Now, as we get to that, we won't get to it tonight. But my thought is, and I need to look at it again, he's got a lot in there, but I don't think it pertains to us so much. I mean, we absolutely don't have and cannot have moderate income housing. There's the prices of property here
they're so
don't
expensive.
allow that. And so my thought is, we'll make that statement. We have, I guess our moderate income housing would be maybe ADUs, or accessory apartments, and allowing those, which we do. And so that would partially meet that requirement. But otherwise,
well, what we're saying is we acknowledge that moderate income housing is part of the direction. But so we've stated that, but we probably will never have to deal with it,
yeah. That's,
at least in my lifetime.
yep.
Right, mine either.
So anyway, that's background. We do have to have it. It's when I first read the state requirements, I thought, oh, we don't need to have it. In fact, today I Googled it and it says you don't have to have it.
Right.
But it's wrong
Oh,
because the state law says we do have to have it. But it further says you don't have to do all these other reports that all the other cities have to do if they've got over 5,000 population. So. Okay, how about 5? I've got a couple of small,
I have a question. Under how to use this plan, the end of the second paragraph, it says, ideally, if the direction of the city changes, the general plan should be modified to reflect the new vision. I'm just wondering how it's modified or who changes it. Like, is there a certain group that's responsible for that?
us.
Okay.
It would come back to us. The city council would say, we need to update our general plan.
And we can just update this little part and then call it good? We don't need to redo the whole thing?
Not the whole thing, but we'd have to have a public hearing
Oh,
on the change
to the
that we
general
make
plan.
to it.
I see. That's interesting.
Now, where were you reading? You're
Um,
reading number,
On page 5, under how to use this plan, the bottom of the second paragraph,
The second paragraph.
where it says
It's
ideally,
That second paragraph, right there, where your finger
Oh,
The
is.
bottom of the,
ideally if the
Okay.
direction, right there.
okay. And there's a process to do that as you just described.
yeah.
Okay.
Come to the review, number 1. The first indented paragraph, it starts, this general plan, and going on, is intended to be broad in nature, which leaves discretion to the city council, insert planning commission, comma, staff, and administration on how to achieve the goals. Again, insert planning commission in there. And the second change is a paragraph right below that starts the strategic plan. And I would suggest that we put the strategic plan when completed, because they don't have one now. And I don't want somebody looking and thinking, well, where's the strategic plan here? Because there isn't one. So I think we just add when completed and as the rest of it says. Now, as we're going through this, let's have our dialogue. I'm not looking to, at the end of this, say, okay, all in favor of the changes. As we go forward, let's decide then whether we want changes or not, and whatever changes we make, those will be the changes. So
Yeah,
that's
sound
all I had
good
on.
to me so
on
far.
5. What's that, Lori?
They all sound good to me so
Oh,
far.
okay. Over to page 6. I have again, some of these are really small changes, but they're to sometimes make a point. Under 1, the introduction, creation of the general plan, the second paragraph, starts to read, the city contracted with the planning team at Sunrise Engineering. They're talking about this report, this plan here, to engage the public, gather input, and assemble the draft plan. I would put draft in there.
Because obviously it wasn't done, right?
How about draft?
No, this is a draft plan.
Right, no, but I'm saying,
Oh, it's
They
not
did-
complete. No,
Right.
right.
that's
That's
why
what this
draft
is.
is
It's just, it's
necessary.
a part of the process. Lori?
I was gonna say, gather input and draft the plan. I don't know, does that sound all right?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Gather input and draft the
Instead
plan,
of
take
simple.
assemble
Instead of
out,
symbol, yeah.
okay? Okay, I didn't have any other changes on page 6.
I didn't have changes, but I couldn't understand what shades went with
No,
those
yeah,
circle graphs.
it'll be color and then we'll be able to
Oh,
tell
okay.
that.
Is yours, oh, yours is black and, yeah, it's colored
Okay,
on each of those pieces of the pie. Okay, go over to page 7. I have one suggestion down in the review part, the very last paragraph. It says, the updated general plan was presented by Sunrise Engineering to the Woodland Hills Planning Commission, period. remove and city council at a public hearing for that comment and adoption. They're not presenting it to the city council, we are.
Good.
Makes sense. I would never have caught that in 100 years.
Well, the mayor wants the development committee to present their side of it.
And that's fine. In fact, Ben has a complete copy already of the developments, what we're using as our draft.
Right.
And he's suggested for me to come to him with all of our changes and he'll put them into his draft.
Really?
Yeah. He says,
When he
that way
was-
I know they're getting into that.
When he was at the development committee meeting, he seemed to be saying the opposite of that.
In fact, he
That
told
he
me,
was going to support the community development version. Now, I may have been reading something into that.
no, I had an impression of the same thing, but I think Ryan,
And you were
Hutchins.
actually there that time when he said that, I think. When we had that meeting. I may be remembering.
but Ryan Hutchins, he's feeling the same way. They want both copies. They want to see, okay, what the community development gave us and what the planning commission gave us. They want to see those and compare them. Okay, so
It's a lot easier if we just give them
we're giving him the planning
Whatever.
commission.
well, but which is just the other one with a change here and there. I think that's easier to read than have two copies and go back and forth and try and find any changes.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a red line version.
Okay, any change on page 7?
Nope.
Other than what I said. Okay. I don't have any on 9. Or,
I learned a new word. Orographic,
oh, I saw that too.
top of page 10, a little diagram there.
I skipped over that word.
They
This,
just said, it means what that diagram says.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Okay, over to page 11. I don't have any changes there. I do have a couple of changes on 12. In the very first part of the paragraph, the projected growth. It says, since the early 2000s, Woodland Hills has experienced slower growth due to the reduction in, insert now, the development of available land, and then few, if any, annexation opportunities. And continue as written.
That sounds good.
and few, what?
Few, if any, annexation
Okay.
opportunities.
I mean, we have had one annexation. Hyatt's.
Yeah. That's few.
And the Woodland Shadows area was once annexed.
Maybe take out if any, because that kind of implies or none.
That's true.
So just
Few.
few annexation opportunities. Thanks, Carter. 7. Any other changes on 12?
So there's no way we can ever fit 900 or 9,999 people here, right?
Right.
As far as size, class, fifth class,
I don't think so.
Things would really have to change.
Have to build some serious good high rises.
Now, if something happens with Three Bridges, and they come to us and say,
They could do that.
we'd like to annex into your city,
Do you think they would? Has there been talk like that?
Depends on what. Salem does to them.
they're frustrated with Salem a little bit. I don't think it's reached a point yet where they're packing their bags
I
and,
think Salem is frustrated too.
yeah, they are.
Now, is that development all going to be sewer then? It won't be septic.
Correct. It'll be in a Salem sewer. So, and Salem's water.
Right. Okay.
Okay, on page 13, that first paragraph, kind of in the middle. The one sentence says, this indicates that families tend to start off living outside Woodland Hill and moving in once they are more established. And I'm inserting, and have the financial means to do so. After established.
I can't find that.
About halfway down that first paragraph. This indicates that families tend to start off living outside Woodland Hills.
Last sentence in that first paragraph. No, up, right there.
It's in that space,
Oh,
right?
there we
above
go.
that first
I found
space.
it now. Thanks.
Okay. Woodland Hills and move in once they are more established and have the financial means to do so. That's the only,
So where did you insert that again? This indicates. that-
after established, that, continue
Oh,
that
okay.
sentence.
Okay,
Established is the end of the sentence and then just continue it and have the financial means to do so.
got ya.
Any on 14?
The median age is at least higher than Mesquite.
Let me ask you a question. though.
Sure.
13. You think that language on the last icon means the primary language spoken in Woodland Hills is only
I don't know what that
2%?
means.
I mean, because I'm sure that there are multilingual, lots of multilingual people in Woodland Hills.
No question
So maybe
about
it should say primary language?
Well, this, I don't know where these statistics
We could ask Daniel.
came from.
Maybe it should
It
say
shows-
primary language.
Demographic statistics, looks like there's a MAG community profile.
Well, this is what's spoken in the home. Would it matter if,
Yeah, it's not outside the home. It's in other English,
there are
other
many different
language other than English spoken at home. And I don't think we have too many
Well, I'm just
residents.
saying that, I mean, we've got lots of multilingual people that live in
do.
Woodland
No
Hills.
question about that.
You know,
Yeah,
are they talking about the language, the primary language spoken in the home?
It's what's in the
Or
home.
just any language spoken in the home?
no, I think other than English, it says,
Yeah,
but I don't think we have that many.
that their primary language is other than English.
that's spoken in more.
I would even say 2.8%.
That's higher than I thought it would be.
I mean, I've got a neighbor right now. She's native South American. So her primary language is gonna be Spanish, or Portuguese. I'm not sure what, no,
Who's
it's
that?
Ecuador. So it'll be Spanish,
Who's
but
that?
his is English. Flannery's.
So I think it could easily be one of the 2.8%.
Well, they're brand new. They wouldn't even be in that.
Oh,
They
okay.
just moved.
But this is an average that,
But I'm sure that the kids are bilingual
Sure.
because they've lived in Ecuador for years.
so what would you think they'd be speaking up here? If you were them, would you be wanting them to learn English?
Well, sure.
So,
And they speak English too.
Yeah.
They're bilingual. But some of them, their primary language, their native language. Or maybe that's the way it ought to be said, that the native language spoken in the home is other than English.
that's probably not the way that statistic was gathered, though.
Well, what does it mean then? Because it certainly doesn't mean that nobody speaks other than English in the
I
home.
think it's just saying,
Bilingual?
yeah, I'm saying, I think it's what it's saying is what they generally speak in the house. In this, people that live here, they.
Well,
generally
that's why I
speak
said
I
native
don't
language.
read that.
So language other than English spoken at home.
So I think those 2 or 3 kids are speaking Spanish, but again, 3% of, what did you say, 1,600 people? That's 48. I don't think it's more than that.
I know the PACs, not the PACs. The mayors in our ward, they're teaching their kids Chinese. I hear them speaking to them in church sometimes in Chinese.
And who are the
That Nate Mayer,
Nate, yeah,
yeah.
I thought he would teach them.
Hey, my
It-
grandkids are in the Chinese immersion program in Springville.
Yep.
And the governor, no,
Oh,
it was Huntsman.
oh, yeah.
Huntsman that
Oh, yeah,
created
was-
that
Yeah,
as a Chinese missionary. He decided
he
that,
was an ambassador over there too. for a
Yeah.
while.
that he served a mission in Taiwan or somewhere.
And his wonderful younger brother sued the church for $5 million.
Yep,
James, I think his name is.
welcome to the Huntsman family. His dad was rolling over in his grave.
And,
Well, are you comfortable with that?
yeah, it's fine.
It's a good question.
Yeah, it is kind of.
I just want to know what it really meant.
We're pulling that stat from details provided here and in figure 1 are sourced from the 2023 American Community Survey.
Well, there is a hyperlink there, and so if you're looking at it online, you could click on that and probably find more information on it.
Well, except that is.
That's number 3, not number 4.
Oh,
Yeah, that's up in the paragraph.
no, never mind.
Yeah, that's the top right
Two.
diagram.
Okay.
Well, let's leave that the way it is then. 14, anything?
Most of them are well educated.
Okay, 15.
I want to know what those 1.4 and 0.5% people are still living here if they think it's a great place to live.
Well, who knows?
They might be part of the group that's selling their house right now.
Well,
You never know.
I thought it would be better in the paragraph there under community satisfaction.
What page?
On
15.
15. This is now the part of the survey that they did with this.
Right.
And we don't indicate that. So my suggestion is community satisfaction survey 2024, just at the top. So that, no, it's a pretty current survey that was done. There's a number of different surveys that they do, and they don't, it become a little confusing to me,
Yeah, they don't
say which
put
one.
an order.
It's an old
Yeah,
one.
explain.
And then in the middle of that paragraph, it says, as a residential mountain town. And I'd suggest as a residential mountain community.
I like it.
I like
So we're not a town. And then on next to the last line, the same thing. The last says they like both the rural, small, and then put community environment and low crime rate instead of town.
I like the fact
You
that,
got town in that. That's the last line too.
Yes,
that's what he just said.
so there's two places in that
Oh, yeah.
paragraph.
I like the fact that in the word community, the last 5 letters would be nice, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Unity.
Unity.
Community? Unity. Yep. Unity. Okay, I don't have any on 16. Anybody have any on 16? I don't have any on 17 or 18. Nothing on 19.
I really like that, the way that was written. Positive. I don't have anything.
Yeah, that's our old general plan.
Yep.
Okay, on page 21, I don't have anything. Now we're into land use. On 22, Daniel uses low density throughout some of this and looking to the future. And I would prefer using the term medium density. I think R119 is a medium density zone. R1 and R2 are low density, and I know that the community years ago, that's what the focus was. But I think with what we've seen, we've got Summit Creek, R119, we've got this little development, R119. I think these bottom lands here, all this farming stuff is gonna be R119. Now, they may have an overlay zone, but the underlying zone is R119. And I'd like to promote that. I would suggest that we promote that then in our general plan. And where we're looking forward, we use, instead of low density, we use the term medium density.
Is there a definition for that? You know, a state definition?
I think so. I looked it up somewhere and it had R119
Oh.
medium density,
Okay,
and
Just how many
R1 and 2
can
is
live
low
on
density, yeah.
changes.
okay.
So would you put both terms in there, or do you want to lean towards medium to give it a more positive approach for the state oversight?
I would recommend using the term medium and R119. And it's not to say that maybe every now and then, someone's gonna wanna
A
have a
2 acre.
1 acre lot and whatnot, but I think,
or buy 2 lots,
yeah. Combine them.
yeah, or 3 lots. Like Peterson's.
Yeah, yeah, no more than 3 though. So anyway, I'd be interested in your thoughts on that. If
I think I would agree with the
I agree with that too.
That gives us the feeling that we are not trying to be only the big dog.
Exclusive. Yeah.
You know, we're open. I mean, and, you know, Four Seasons and parts of Summit,
That's great.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've been great additions, I think, to the city.
And now this new one.
the R119, some of them in this little subdivision, they're close to 1 acre.
Yeah.
You know, so it kind of can encompass that if needed, but by and large, I think if we look at medium density, I think that's a good, and Three Bridges over here, they're beyond that. I mean, they're down to, you know,
But
half acre, quarter acre lots.
we lost
Oh, really?
Jerry's still there, but nothing else is there.
It says recording.
Somebody pasted that?
No, that's me.
Oh, somebody.
I just pulled that off of
Medium
Google.
density, land use definition.
Yeah.
Here, read it. We'll get close.
40,
Medium
15.
density land use is a planning form for residential areas with more housing than single-family zones, but less than high-rise developments, typically allowing townhomes, duplexes, and low-rise apartments, as densities often ranging from 4 to 5 dwelling units per acre, serving as a buffer between low-density suburbs and commercial centers. Key features include varied housing types, attached, detached, supporting walkability and proximity to services with specific density numbers varying by local zoning.
So that's
We're all
not,
part of single family, so
Yeah.
that's part of,
Well, except the ADUs. And
true, but yeah,
that's the only
that's an
thing.
allowable,
Yeah, that's the
To be
only
that.
thing that pushes it towards this definition
Yeah.
right now.
so would you still leave it low then? Because it
medium.
doesn't match that, but
Medium.
medium, that's saying,
There's another, someplace, I can't remember.
I don't
what's here,
remember.
but,
Yeah, it was higher density than that, or lower.
The R119 was medium. There's, and those things can be included in a medium, but we can restrict it too by saying R1, which
Single family.
R119 is single
Single
family
family.
residence, and then
Medium density.
allowable ADUs, both internal and external.
so I thought that was saying that medium density is 4 to 15 houses per acre. Dwelling units, isn't that what that just said?
Yes,
It
4 to
did,
15?
but that doesn't mean it has to be that way. It can be single
it
dwelling.
can be, but doesn't.
Can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's allowable anyway
that
right
may-
now in Thousand
Sherry
Oaks.
brought that up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Sherry. So I think we, if we try to stay low density, which is acre, 2 acres, I think we're gonna have a constant battle
I agree.
with zoning in the city. Because it's, at one time, maybe that was a preference, but it's not anymore.
I agree.
So,
Well, in our current, don't we allow for fourplexes?
in the R119, we do.
Yeah, which would be considered more medium density.
Yeah,
So,
and will we get to commercial residential combined where you have a commercial 1-story and residential 2nd-story?
Not in my
well,
lifetime.
but what we're saying here is those zones will still be in effect.
Right.
If we want to do something, but our focus will be medium density.
Which is a result of a lot of decisions we made in the past year and beginning this year.
Yes. And if we get to a point like in Riverwoods in Provo, they've got a commercial on the bottom with living
Up
on
above,
top, condos.
yeah.
And they're very attractive over there, so that may be
Well,
something that.
it's good too for cities or communities because it helps pay for things.
Yep,
A lot of good taxes come from those commercial establishments.
yeah.
We could afford snowplow.
Fire engines and.
Yeah. So are we good with having medium density in there then?
Yeah.
So where
I
does
think we
it,
ought to put it in, if city council doesn't like it.
Change it.
Yeah, I agree.
So there's two places in that, development patterns. The first paragraph, about halfway down, says expansion opportunities justifies its focus on promoting medium density residential development.
What page?
Is this
It's on
22?
22.
first paragraph under developmental patterns.
Yeah, I was looking in the wrong spot.
And then on the very last paragraph, third line down, says to mitigate the impact of these constraints, the city has elected to focus on, says large lots. I would substitute medium density lots. Then with single family zoning, so just
I mean,
completing the
virtually-
sentence.
Virtually every decision we made in the last 3 years has moved
Yeah.
to smaller lots.
Yeah, they have.
Not every decision because we've allowed combinations.
I said virtually every.
Almost.
That allows for some.
Virtually.
Okay, anything else there? Anything on page 23?
Yeah.
Okay,
On the bullet points, 1, 2, 3, 4, number 3, it says the county has zoned this land. What's this land? Is that talking about 1 or 2? I mean, I think it's talking about 2, but seems like it should specify or just include it in the same bullet.
is it, yeah.
It's talking about 2, isn't it? So why doesn't it just
I
go
wondering if it's
continue
talking
on
about both
2?
1 and 2.
I don't know.
Let's get rid of that.
No, maybe it is just 2, because it's talking about the natural forest and steep slopes. And then it says the county has zoned this land as critical environmental or environment with an emphasis on conservation.
I would put those 2 sentences under 2, just what, combine it into 1.
And then make the 3 or the 4 or 3.
Yeah.
Okay, say that again, Lori.
I would combine 2 and 3 together into 1 bullet, so they're bullet 2.
Oh, okay, so there's this definite connection there.
Yeah, and then make bullet 4 number 3.
Okay. That sounds good.
It's interesting that you only have those very, very, very small pieces of property.
Usually, the county doesn't want residential properties. They encourage the cities to
Incorporate those.
incorporate them and envelop them, annex them in. But it's still, it's kind of the person's option who owns that property if they want to annex into the city or not. For example, this Pope mansion down here on 11200, we're county,
Right.
and he hasn't shown any proclivity to be anything other than county.
Well, and it's, even though it's got the mansion residence there, it's called residential, rural residential there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that, I think that's his property,
Sure it is.
so.
Are there three homes? Are there three homes there?
No, no, the ones that surround that are at Salem. And then there's
Oh,
us.
okay, I'm with you. Yep, okay.
I mean, when we annexed Hyatt's, Sister Wilson said,
Yeah,
that was, she had made that decision to stay in the county.
yeah.
And that's the only property that's there, right? Interesting.
Yeah,
That's a little piece down there,
Yeah, rural
or
residential.
R5.
Yep.
okay,
Going through this has been eye-opening to me on some things. I enjoy it. Sort of.
page 24. Under the adjacent growth and development, again, we have town appearing, and I'd change that to the city. The lack of development opportunities toward the southeast, south, and west of the city, because we're not a town.
You know, yeah, we could just tell Daniel, because the program will search for the word town, and he could find all the towns and then switch them to cities.
Oh,
So we could tell him that to do
Yeah, let's
that.
just tell them to do that.
But that would.
But that would change, we wouldn't have community. Those
Right,
towns would be changed to city.
yeah.
So do we want community or are we all
I
right
think
with city?
community was better on the other one. But we might identify some that we've skipped, some towns. that we didn't.
yeah. Okay, we can look at that and see
Well,
how.
yeah, if you go back to page 22, it says areas in the city of Woodland Hills.
Yeah, and that's right.
Yeah.
That'd be consistent.
And page 25 that we're looking at starts out with the cities.
Yeah. Okay, page 25. That first paragraph there, again, on the side, third line down, change low density to medium density.
And it says, third line, medium lot sizes. So he's not consistent.
Not consistent.
I noticed on the middle of the page where it says PUD overlay, planned unit development. The very bottom, there's just a typo. It says in at R1 instead of in a, or in an R1.
Aside from land located
Should just be in.
within original town plats,
A and B, so go down to the very bottom row.
under public facilities.
No, planned unit development. The
Okay.
bottom row there, it should be in an R1 or in a,
Yeah,
probably
Can't be
an,
located
Not
in,
Yeah. And R1 or.
instead of in at R1.
okay, scratch that, put in.
Boy, that was a good detail you caught.
I was awake when I was reading that part.
There's a note that I wonder, I don't have any strong feelings about it, but to be a second paragraph of that current zoning designation, as you read through that, some time ago, there was, I drafted this for another document. Let me read it to you. It's about 5 lines here. It said, recent changes in city zoning now allow external accessory dwelling units, such as apartments, to be constructed on the single lot zoned property, allowing property owners some flexibility in providing some affordable housing within the city. I wondered if that would be appropriate to include here in current zoning designations, just as a second paragraph.
I don't see why not.
It makes sense to me.
It seems to blend
It kind
in
of
with,
blends in with the rest of it,
with that.
and lets them know that that's allowed.
Yeah. Close to a new home.
okay, I'll do that. At the bottom of page 25, under the AG agricultural. Now, that's what all this farmland is currently
Right.
zoned at. And then, of course, it says this includes property zoned for agricultural use with one single family home. I would suggest we add another part to that that says, as development occurs in the city, this designation will be replaced with mostly a medium density zone and single family housing. So that we know that that's gonna eventually go away.
Right.
Where
Well, maybe you should put may occur.
Yeah,
as development occurs in a city, this designation may be replaced. By mostly medium density. Zone and single family housing, okay. All right, page 26 is the
Good old map.
zoning map, which we need to, I need to check with Jody and make sure it's correct. I think it is, but.
So what are those dark squiggles?
On the map?
I don't know. I don't know what that is. I noticed it and didn't give any attention to it. There's some indication on the line. Is that the one you're talking about?
Well, I'm
Very
just
nice.
talking about all these little,
Well, those are street names.
oh, street names.
It'd be easier if you can zoom in on a, on a computer.
Okay, I'm with you.
Okay. On page 27, right at the top, under wildfires, I'd suggest including, says the wildland urban interface, WUI, and then it has parenthesis, WUI, and I would suggest we add standards followed by the city. So it'd read WUI standards followed by the city, then continues, helps the city understand what areas are at risk. As we really haven't defined
Right.
what WUI is.
So standards
Standards followed by the city.
followed by the city. Parentheses, right?
So that's the only change I had. Any others?
On risk assessment,
Okay,
second sentence where it says integrate wildfire mitigation, I would put something like Woodland Hills may integrate or will work towards, or, yeah.
so it'd be, unless wildfire risk is mitigated, the chance of wildfire in a WUI area is high. Integrated wildfire
Woodland
mitigation.
Hills may integrate wildfire mitigation, just, they may do it. They hope to do it, they are not,
it isn't done.
are working on it.
I
So
think
before integrate, then
Woodland Hills.
Woodland Hills may integrate.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Okay.
They're doing their best.
Earthquakes. I'm so glad my street is not on
You know what, a couple of years ago, I just added earthquake insurance to my house.
I just dropped mine.
I didn't have it, did you really? Because we're very close to a fault line.
EDC, pretty darn close.
Yeah, too close. Okay, page 28, I didn't have any changes. Do you, any of you?
No?
29, no changes.
I did.
Okay,
Meadow Park, it is called Woodland Hills Park. Woodland Hills City Park, not Meadow Park.
okay. How about Lauritsen Park? Do we want
No, it's Lauritsen Field in the
Woodland Hills Park? Okay,
Yeah. There used to be a meadow there.
well, that used to be the meadow. Oh, that's what it was called.
Yeah.
In fact, I went up there and got some topsoil before there was a park.
I went up there
Thanks
with
to
the
Don
day
Newton.
hunting.
Yeah. That's where all the fires used to be up there in the meadow. Kids would go up there,
Yeah.
so,
Started fire
Okay.
camp hunt.
Good stuff.
very good. Okay, page 30. I had down at the very bottom of the current growth, I had a question by 2,600 residents. Again, we're back to these numbers. I'm not
How
sure
did
where
you
that
come up
came
with
from.
Well, that's something that the planning commission could update in the future if the population hits 3,000.
Yeah, we just leave it?
I don't know. Previously approved
So if we
lots.
have 1,600 residents, we have how many homes now in Woodland Hills? 500 or 400?
We're in
About
70s.
530 or is it 60?
I can't remember. No, I think it's more like 30.
That's still roughly about three people per household.
Yeah. Well, and then when it says previously approved lots, is that taking the farmland below and dividing it into
No.
lots? That's just counting that as one lot.
No, that doesn't mean those lots. These are subdivisions.
Previously approved.
I don't know.
Just get rid of that whole paragraph or.
Based on the city's current average household size, full build out of all previously approved lots will result in a population of approximately 26.
Well, I mean, it's
And
true.
The chart down below goes to, is it 2050? So that's in the next 25 years.
It's true, though. It's just that more,
He's just going to
Lots
the
will-
approved lots.
yeah, yeah.
I would just leave it.
So leave it, okay. On the next page, or I'm not the page, next section, growth areas and public guidance. Another place where I think need to insert planning commission. About, 3/4 of the way down, there's a sentence in the middle of the paragraph that starts, "This area is currently unplatted and would require a formal zone change and subdivision approval before any development can occur. As such, the city council," and adds insert, "and planning commission retains full discretion over the type, scale, and character of future development."
Sounds good.
Insert planning commission there. That's the only change there. Any else on page 30? 31? Any changes?
Nope.
32? Any changes? 33? I have a question with that house, that manor house condo. I asked him to try to find another picture, and he obviously didn't do that, but do you see that being a kind of a structure that would be in the
House
city?
for families kind of.
Yeah, living in it?
No, but I did look at that and I thought, oh, that's kind of
Interesting.
neat
It
looking.
is interesting,
With one front door.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's what I was thinking. You go and there's a lobby and, you know,
I guess it could be a hallway with
yeah,
different
go to
things.
different.
So just leave it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Doesn't matter.
It just seems like an apartment building.
yeah,
Yes.
It looks like Jamestown Square, the
does.
offices, and then
It
you'd
does.
have the different offices or different homes, maybe.
And what, again, what do the X's and checks mean?
X is bad and the check is good.
Okay,
yeah, that comes from that open house.
right,
Yeah.
okay.
I bet they're red and green too on the color version.
Okay,
I don't have anything on page 34. On 35, I have change town to community. The very last paragraph, it starts one of the features, about halfway down, the line says, a way that is consistent with upscale mountain, and I answered community aesthetic instead of town. Any other changes on 35? 36, no, I didn't make any changes. 37, the map is wrong. We need to make some change to that. He's not showing the overlay in Summit Creek. And I'm not sure the other part between Summit Creek and the lower overlay. Now, this is future. So I'm hesitant to say
I
that
think-
bottom would be all overlay.
I think that he may be misusing overlay.
Yeah.
We
We don't know
use
what
it a
that-
different way than I think he's using it.
Well, maybe you're right, because it says down below, mix of housing and commercial options. So,
Yeah,
well, okay, then that's probably okay. But there is an overlay there that we need to
Right.
correct. So. And see, he already has that, other than the overlay, in medium density residential in the brown. So that's what we've been talking about. Further development.
you're the only one that can see the brown.
Yeah.
Ours is a
sorry.
different shade of gray.
Okay,
And the gray
Yeah,
are great.
it's brown. So
It's a lighter gray than the other.
Okay, page 38. I don't have any changes. Page 39. I wondered about this number 2.
I seriously think that either needs more explanation or somebody needs to just explain it to me, because I really don't know.
It's swapping property within the city.
It's
Within
talking
the
about
city?
up here, some Panthera
Yeah.
owns the land
Above the
above the
switchback.
homes. It's really steep up here. It is really unbuildable. Maybe.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah, it is.
so say you could put 5 houses there, but they could give their 5 I don't know, rights to build somewhere else, to squish them in somewhere and they'll leave that open or something like that.
What are the chances of that happening? I guess we don't.
I think pretty,
Transfer of developmental rights. Yeah, I read through that and thought, whoa, that's pretty wordy.
Well, it's the same as,
frankly, I'd wonder about scratching it all together.
I just didn't get it, but
But there's another map that he shows in here with a possibility of TDR, the swapping.
oh, there is one in a different section.
Yeah, we passed it by. It was that, zoning,
Carrie seemed really excited about that and thought it would.
Daniel did?
No, Carrie.
Oh, Carrie.
Maybe she thought
Well,
it might be a
we leave it
beneficial
in.
possibility.
Leave it. I just wish there was more explanation.
I just thought it was kind of weird.
I think it shows, let me find it here. It showed a proposed area where it had the TDR initials by it. Oh, okay, or no, I misread that.
No, that's not.
That's TR5. I was misreading it. The transfer of development rights. One of the main challenges in preserving valued open space is that much of it is privately owned. And owners' development plans may not align with public's desires. So a TDR program offers a solution by allowing a landowner to recoup economic value from their property without developing it. Through the program, landowners can transfer their rights to build, known as development rights, to a designated receiver site located elsewhere. So if they've got like mountain property that can't be developed and it's open space, if they want to give that to the city in exchange for the city giving them property that they can develop on.
So this is a city program, not an
Yeah.
individual.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Okay. That's what I didn't understand. It's probably me.
Well, and it
I
even
read it
says,
so many times. And I thought,
You know, because it's gonna be sitting, you're not gonna get
Makes
another
sense.
landowner.
right,
because
you're not
he doesn't want
gonna,
it.
they don't want that. I mean, how does it keep value for someone
Yeah,
who makes that
so
exchange?
it's open
other
space
than the
value
city?
for the city.
Right, the city, I can see that being a value.
Yeah,
I see that.
but let's leave it in.
Yeah, see, taking it out, I just didn't get it. I do now.
Okay. Now, for the rest of the night. No. Okay, here's what I originally suggested to the committee, and it wasn't followed, and that's fine. They're entitled to their own product. So anyway, this has to do with night skies. So these are the changes that I would suggest. And if you all have something to add or take away, then fine, we'll hear that too. So the first paragraph coming down under 3, the second paragraph, I put preserving night skies. This is what we've kind of decided to do, not call it dark skies, but preserving night skies supports ecological health, energy. So that would be the only change I'd make to that paragraph. Now coming down to the importance to Woodland Hills. I would leave the first paragraph as it is. And then the start of the second paragraph, I'd leave. So let me read through it. Would leave, Woodland Hills is separated from much of the region's urban sky globe. This location allows residents to enjoy expansive star-filled skies and peaceful dark nights. Now, I would scratch the rest or the next two sentences. I would scratch, in a recent public survey, residents expressed support for preserving dark skies and continuing to limit artificial lighting. And over 80% of the residents indicated that preserving the night skies was important, with 70% agreeing that the city should take proactive steps to preserve our night sky. It wasn't 70%, I calculated it 64%, but I would take that out. And then continue, and I'd leave in, many describe the darkness and quiet of night as essential to the city's character, and a key reason they chose to live in Woodland Hills. The rural identity of the city is deeply connected to these night conditions, which contrast sharply with the bright lit streets of more urbanized areas. The absence of streetlights in Woodland Hills further contributes to this rural ambience and natural nighttime environment. All that I'd lead in, and I would take out the last paragraph altogether. The idea is to move away from a dark skies promotion to a night skies ambiance in the city. To do what we can to preserve night skies, but not the criteria the dark skies presents to us and has the connotation of dark skies community, meaning everything that's associated with it.
Okay, I think the part that you want to take out is kind of misleading because it says over 80% of residents indicated. It's not 80% of residents, it's 80% of the respondents.
Right.
What they had 172 people respond, so that's like 11% of the population. It's not 80% of the residents.
See, and I think this is Daniel in part. I know he's very pro dark skies and he's slanting things towards that.
Also, many describe the darkness. I would put some. It's not many, it's a few vocal
Yep.
ones. So I would put some residents describe.
The darkness and quiet of night. Yeah, I would agree.
Well, the percentage is a few.
And that's what I'm saying, just take out
It's like-
those percentages.
Right, it's a
That
few.
session. Again, if the council wants to put it in,
That's their deal.
they
So
brought
should
it.
we have a fallback to say 80% of respondents?
Yeah,
Because that is accurate. 80% of residents is not accurate.
Well, I'll put a note that 80% is not correct and that if that gets left in, there needs to be a correction to it.
Yeah.
So is everybody okay with that?
Matter to me.
Then coming over here to these goals, on page 41, item B, number 2, instead of require new developments to incorporate native vegetation, I'd put encourage.
what is native vegetation?
It's
Weeds,
what we have here.
weeds and scrub oak.
Yeah.
Don't forget the
don't know
beautiful,
how
don't
much
forget
road.
the beautiful arrowroots that come out in the spring.
On the white top.
Yeah.
Is white top native?
Yeah.
It is.
Now.
I think so.
Spurgeon, white top.
The Spurgeon White Top is
Yeah.
not. My poor neighbor Wayne just died.
And then in number C, part C, item 2, instead of require, I put support
Yeah, I had that.
architectural styles that reflect the city's upscale mountain and not town, just mountain character.
Okay, I have a question back on B.
Okay,
3, encourage conservation easements or land dedication in environmentally sensitive areas.
are you
What is it in-
you're on page 39?
41.
Oh, 41.
Yeah,
B3.
D, okay.
B like
B.
boy.
Oh, B, all right. I'm
3,
sorry.
what is an environmentally sensitive area?
There's, we don't have any in our city. But there's certain agricultural zones that are environmental sensitive. Yeah, wetland.
But we
would
don't
be.
have it,
I'm not aware of any.
so should we
And
even have
there are
it?
certain, I was gonna say flora that I think environmental sensitive.
Yeah, if it's like an endangered species, it's on it,
So
or like a desert
We'd like
tortoise.
to like talking in nature.
I was gonna say the area over my septic tank, is that what you're?
It's endangered.
We could really remove 3.
Yeah, I think that doesn't need to be
We
there.
don't even have it in the city. I
No,
don't know.
no.
And make 4-3.
Yeah,
Okay, good catch. Anything else with 41? Okay,
You're gonna leave 4 in there. B4,
D,
how about TDR?
yeah, we left that in.
As number 3.
It's
That's
B4.
3, yeah.
But it'd be 3 now if we take
that's
number
the
3 out.
trade, yeah.
Right. Leave it in, I guess, for now. It'll never happen, but. Okay, page 42. Under A, suggest moving, take 3 out.
Why would you take that out?
Ours are, we have never had any zone criteria that I don't know what he's meaning by
impacts
that.
Architectural renderings,
Say again?
that impacts architectural rendering, there's nothing
Yeah,
Okay.
in the overlay zone that gives any
Hmm.
architectural guidance.
there's, and they don't, I mean, we review site plans, but we do that with everything. So I don't think it's germane, really. And B is boy.
Do we need to change that 4 under A to a 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. And B, number 1, but consider villa flats and instead of manor house, say other style condos as context sensitive multifamily housing types.
Is that Manor House? That's the one that we were saying.
Does that matter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Condos inside.
When we had this discussion, I said, we are running afoul of our height limitations. Because that manor house is 3 stories. And are we now all of a sudden going to allow 3-story buildings
That's a
in
good
the
point.
planning
Yeah,
for the
good
future?
No,
No.
no.
I don't think so.
And number 2 on B, boy, permit attached housing only through overlay zones and subject design review. I don't think that would go against one of our zoning ordinances now.
So we'll get rid of that.
So I'd say get rid of that and then we've got, and move up 2 and 3 and 4. And then item C, 1C, 3. I can assume what upzone means, but it's going from, I guess, 1 acre up to 2 acre. And I'm kind of against going up. So I'd say, it says only upzone properties once they are adequately prepared for development or subdivision. They take that out. So that'd make number 4, number 3. And yeah. Any other thoughts on any of that? I left 43 the way it was.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
There's the chapters in it. I thought we were gonna be here till 11 o'clock.
You can stay if you want.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I was gonna say we
I
could.
think, Lori, would you shut that off?
I was gonna say we could go ahead and do chapter 4, because it's only 3 or 4 pages.
I haven't reviewed it.
I did, I reviewed that, but I
Okay.
stopped at
You want to give
transportation.
us a heads up at all for with
I
anything?
didn't see anything in it that wasn't
Okay.
appropriate, but we'd save